Hey guys, I'm Ditya and welcome back to Just That Fun and Learn. Today we're going to talk about the human brain. So let's start. Okay, so about the human brain. The brain is an organ that's made up of a large mass of nerve tissue that's protected within the skull. And as we all know, our skull is the helmet sort of pad that protects our brain. And nerve tissue means that there are so many neurons in our brains and it's a big mass, right? So the next one is brain plays an important role in just about every major body system, and that's true. All your organ systems work because your brain works. It sends them orders. The next one is important functions of the brain. So it processes sensory information. Sensory information, you must be wondering, it is basically like we have the five sense organs: the ears, nose, tongue, eyes, and skin. So the information that we receive from these, like for example, the touch that you get from your skin. Like for example, if I pinch my friend, she's gonna shout. So that's the information that her skin gave her. That's sensory information. The next one is regulating blood pressure and breathing. That's a very important one. I cannot tell you how important it is to survive. And yes, brain also manages it. You might think that it's the heart that does it. Yes, you're absolutely right. But the brain also takes part. It plays an important role in regulating blood pressure and breathing too. Okay, releasing hormones. So that's another important one, as all the others are. Okay, so let's look at parts of the brain. So here it is. Cerebrum, the biggest one, the purple one that you can see, and the cerebellum, the red one, and the medulla oblongata, that's the green one right there. Okay, so just for like telling, but this in our body, the brain is not colored in purple and red and green and all those other blue. It's not like that. Over here, it's just to distinguish between those three parts. So let's move on. Okay, so we're going to look at some brief definition of parts of the brain. Okay, so we're going to see them. And here it goes. The cerebrum can be called the memory card of the human body. So it is called the memory card because all the stuff that you remember, your name, includes your name, and learning, speech, reasoning, emotions, and all the other functions like interpreting touch, vision, hearing. So all this is done by the cerebrum. Even if all the studies that you do, even right now, like right now we're studying about the brain. So your cerebrum is trying to catch it and store it in your brain. Okay, so that's the function of the cerebrum. And hence it's called the memory card. So you can understand that it is one important one. And another fact about the cerebrum is that it consists of 80% of the brain. So you can imagine how big it is. And we saw in the last slide that it's the purple part was taking up most of the brain. Okay, and it consists of the left and right hemispheres, so you can imagine its size. Okay, so now we know that it's important. So let's move on. The cerebellum. It coordinates the voluntary actions such as posture, balance, resulting in smooth and systematic movement of our body, and that's true. So the cerebellum, it basically coordinates the voluntary functions. So to explain, what are voluntary functions? So those are like the actions which we can control. Like if I want to wave, so I can wave my hand whenever I want to. So that's basically the voluntary function. If you got it right, yeah. So it coordinates the posture, the balance, and that's why we can move easily. Otherwise, you cannot know what happens if any injury to your cerebellum. Yes, so it is important too. And it coordinates the voluntary actions. And that's how it results in the systematic movement of our body. Let's move on to the medulla oblongata. It regulates involuntary actions. So involuntary actions are not controlled. For example, for example, if you want to tell your stomach to stop digesting, you can just tell your stomach to stop digesting so that it can remain with the pizza that you've just eaten. No, it doesn't happen. So that's what is involuntary actions. You cannot tell your heart to stop pumping and see what happens. No, that's worse. Oh my God. Okay, so it regulates all those actions such as breathing, heart and blood pressure, as we saw in the previous slides, and digestion. It is the center for respiration and circulation. So you can imagine how important it is, and it controls respiration and circulation. That is one of the most necessary, processes for living. Let's move on. Okay, interesting facts about the brain. This is my favorite part. I just love facts about anything. They're so interesting. Okay, so the human brain weighs 3 pounds. Okay, so we know that the human brain weighs 3 pounds, so it is equal to 1.5 kgs, or you can say, and the average adult human brain weighs about 1400 grams to 1500 grams, 1300 in some of them. Yeah, so that's around 1.5. And in length, the brain is about 15 centimeters long. So you can imagine all the, the size of the brain. Yes, so we got a rough idea. And in newborn babies, the brain weighs about 350 to 400 grams. And yes, that's a fact. And that's so interesting. Facts are so really, yes. Okay, let's move on to the next one. It comprises of 60% of total fat. So that's something you need to know. It's, yeah, something new to me too. Yes, 60%. Okay. The next one is the brain makes up about 2% of the body weight. So that is equal to 3 pounds, as we saw in the previous one. Yes, and it takes up only 2% of the body weight. So you can imagine. Next one, of the total blood and oxygen produced, the brain gets only 20% of it. Okay, so this is a new fact too. So all the like, blood that is circulating through your body and the air, the oxygen, so your brain gets only 20% of it. Okay, so that's a new one too. The next one is a very important one, as all the others. Use it or lose it. Improve your mental fitness by regularly reading, learning, or doing activities that make you think, such as crossword puzzles. And yes, this is true. If you want to improve your memory, you can even do Sudoku. My friends do it too, and it's very amazing. And all these crossword puzzles and quizzes, even you can solve maths, and it improves your mental ability, your ability to think and memory. Another important factor is that if you want to improve your memory, it's to learn another language. For example, French, Japanese, Spanish, German, and there are so many. It actually helps you, it helps to increase your memory. You should try it out. Okay. Yes, and there are some more facts I would like to add. And those are that the cerebellum, as we saw, the cerebrum is the biggest one. The cerebellum is located under the cerebrum, as we saw in the previous slides. And we know that its function is to coordinate muscle movement and all the posture and balance, okay? And the medulla oblongata, okay? So this one, it's the lowest part of the brainstem, just for your information. And it lies at the upper end of the spinal cord. So we're not going to talk about brain stems, but this is some more adding facts to your memory. Okay, so it was fun. And let's move ahead. Thank you guys for watching my video, and please do not forget to subscribe, like, and share, and we'll see you next time.